Hi, I'm Aarti Deveshar. Welcome to another studio vlog. Morning. So much for tidying up last week. There is once again a mess that I need to clear up before I can do any work. Arrgh! This is a special package that I shall be opening in a video soon. So I've tidied up the desk and I have just filmed what I hope will be a little section in my vlog, but also that maybe I can cut down to 15 seconds and film a little short slash reel slash TikTok. I am definitely trying to get off social media more. I don't count YouTube as social media as such because I use it mostly as a learning tool and as actual entertainment because we don't have a television. We've not had a television for coming on to 20 years now. We don't feel the need for it. We are not really into dramas and series and things like that, and if we do want to watch them, we can watch them on the computer, on iPlayer or Channel 4 on demand or whatever it is. We don't really miss that, and I prefer watching other people's vlogs or art videos or things like that in my spare time. And so I feel like social media, particularly Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, every time I get on them, I end up scrolling for a long period of time, and I don't think that that's very healthy for me. A, I lose a lot of time just scrolling. yes, it's entertaining, but it also gets me down a little bit because so many people are doing so many things all the time. I'm not comparing myself to them, but it's also like, oh my gosh, how do these people manage to have so much time to post so often? I do stories occasionally, but again, I have to remember to go in there. So what I've done is on my phone, I have put them all, I hope you can see that. I've put them all into this little folder here. So it actually takes me one tap to get into that folder. So hopefully that'll be a bit of a deterrent to me to get on to there. So I'm not going to scroll on Pinterest forever, not going to scroll on Instagram forever. What I'm hoping I will do is pop in, post something, get out. Not be scrolling endlessly. Yes, I will still reply to people. Yes, I will still keep up my Insta friendships as they're called, but I don't think I'll be spending an extended period of time on that. I have other better things to do. I can sketch, I can draw, I can spend time with the dog and my husband and my family. And I really feel that social media, I didn't realize how much time I was spending just scrolling on Instagram or watching funny dog reels on TikTok. But yeah, so anyway, so coming back to the point, that's what I've been doing. I've been just filming a short. I have been drawing these weeds that I picked up in the garden. They're beautiful. And this poppy seed head, which actually is dropping seeds all over my table, and what's left of the magnolia flowers from my tree, which I find fascinating. Look at all the detail in there. Look at this and there. Amazing stuff. And I think this is a chestnut. I mean, I'm not familiar with this. I just found it on the pavement underneath a tree, but I was walking the dog, so I didn't have time to Google it, which I will do shortly. But if any of you know what this is, please let me know. And I've just drawn that, and I'm quite pleased with it. And I then, like as before, I have written myself a little script that I can speak over it, because like I said, I don't really want to use music by somebody else or text by voiceover by somebody else. And I've been using this little sketchbook, which is actually almost finished and almost ready for, I think, another sketchbook tour. That'll be exciting, won't it? I think I've already done one Moleskine sketchbook tour, and then this will be the next. As you can see, this book has been hanging around since 2013. A lot of my sketchbooks start from then, because that's when I decided to get back into art properly and not faff around doing random stuff. So slowly I am finishing all my sketchbooks. I'm starting with the little ones because they are the ones that have, I think, the fewest pages left. And this one is mostly pencil. Well, can you see that? It's mostly pencil, and a lot of it is stuff that I've drawn out and about because it neatly fits into my bag. And this is the pencil that I usually take with me, which is a Staedtler Micro. And because it stays sharp, I don't have to carry a sharpener or sharpen anything or mess up spaces. Mars Micro 0.7 mm. And it gets a really nice, it has a really nice point. Let me show you. So it has a really nice point for sharp lines, but it also wears down on a side, so then you can do things like that. You can get really nice shading with it as well. And after you wear it down a little bit, it goes a bit blunt on one side. So it's really, really nice to do that. This is my main pencil that I draw with a lot of the time. A, because it stays sharp, and B, because I like it. But yeah, so that's the pencil I'm using, and that's what I'm doing right now. I've been making masks all day, basically to do a restock, and I had 2 orders for them. One was for a regular amethyst mask with the normal cotton lining, and then I had another custom order from a previous customer who not that she didn't like it, but she felt that the cotton was too heavy for her. She might have some breathing issues or something, but she wanted hers made with a silk lining. So what I thought she ordered was a cobalt and an amethyst, but I just looked at the order. She wanted a pink one, so I actually had to remake one of these. So now her order is these 2, not these 2. Anyway, so that took me a bit longer than I expected, but anyway, all's well that ends well. I'm just gonna finish this one now, and then I'm probably done for the day. Whew, what a day. We're just having a cuddle because it's his dinner time, and he has come to remind me that it's his dinner time. Haven't you? Haven't you, boy? And how this starts out is usually I'm on my computer, sticks his nose onto my lap, and then next thing I know his paws are up here and he's like this. And he's just standing here with his back feet on the ground looking out the window, hindering me from doing my work. Aren't you, boy? All 30 kilos of you. Hey, do you want din-dins? Do you want din-dins? Is that why you're here? Din-dins? Yeah? Din-dins? Do you want din-dins, boy? Alarm for his din-dins. You want din-dins? Let's go, din-dins. Let's go. Shall we go? Go get your din-dins. Go find din-dins. Go, where's your din-dins? Go on. It's like you can't fool me. by no means the perfect solution, but it is a solution for now. And I guess at some point I'll have to look into getting like a sideboard or something to keep all my prints in, because they are going to increase in number. They're not just going to stay this way, or else I'll just have to empty these drawers, put them somewhere else, and just make everything print drawers. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, at least I've got those, and then these A3 ones are at least nicely organized. Hi again. I have spent the last few days working on very technical stuff. My website, my catalog, all sorts of stuff. So my head is right now filled with calculations and image sizes and page numbers and SKUs and TPs and RRPs and all that stuff. All the stuff that I don't like doing. I just like drawing and painting and selling my work. I just don't want to do all this stuff. I wish I could hire somebody to do it, but I can't at the minute. Anyway. But coming back to the point, it is my birthday tomorrow, and every year on my Silks website, I usually run some sort of an offer, either a sale or a buy one get one free or a free shipping or something like that. For the last 6 years, I've been doing that on the Silks website. Now the Silks website, this is the last year I can do it because I am shutting it down next year. But since I've started my art website, I thought I would continue it on that. But in the process, I've given myself quite a lot of rubbish work, as I call it. Now, I'm sorry, I can't tell you about the sale, right, like when it's happening, because I don't have 1,000 subscribers and I don't have a community tab. But the point is not to get you to go and shop the sale. I want to tell you what it takes to set up a sale like this. First of all, the automated discount code to go live from 11 AM on the 8th of September till 11 AM on the 9th of September. Fine, easily achieved. I just had to figure out whether I had to actually manually set it up or whether Shopify would do it automatically, as in there's no code that you enter, it just does it automatically at checkout, which is great. I don't have to sort anything out. The second thing that I had to do was make an image banner to go over every page on my website, because people who are not on my email list or on my social media and who visit my website also need to know that the offer is on for that 24 hours. That was a bit of a headache because that image has to look good on mobile, tablet, and full screen desktop. And it took me a little while to figure out the new sections in Shopify 2.0 to figure out which one worked best, because when I just did the image banner, it cut off half the stuff on the mobile, so then you couldn't see half the text. So designing it was super easy because that's my job, that's what I do. But figuring out the image size was nuts, absolute craziness. So ultimately I did figure it out. I will insert a screenshot or something here so you can see how it changes when it goes to mobile and so on. But oh my gosh, it was crazy. Anyway, so discount code, image for every single page, then setting up that image and then hiding it on every single page so that I can go in there manually at 11 o'clock tomorrow, or 5 to 11 tomorrow, and make them all go live. And then that's number 3. Number 4 was using that image and writing an email for my email list, and I had to do that twice. I had to do the image and I had to do this twice, because I am still doing it on the Silk one for the last year and for the last year running, and on my art's website. Now, for that again, I had to spend a lot of time thinking about what to write and so on, because I'm not very good at these like marketing things. I'm all right writing a blog post, I'm all right writing a little script for a reel, I'm all right writing a caption for an Instagram post, but I do struggle with my email list, and usually it's very simple, but I didn't want to come across salesy, I didn't want to push anybody to purchase. It's just, here's an offer, if you want it, please make use of it. And this year it is 25% off for 24 hours, which is the biggest discount I've ever done. And I think that my products are fairly priced, so I don't really offer discounts very often. My email list, when you subscribe to it, you get 15% off, but I don't really do offers as such. Sometimes I'll do free shipping, but that's about it. Oh, and I forgot about social media. So apparently you can, I found out that you can schedule posts, because I didn't really want to be on my phone tomorrow. So I have scheduled that same image to go live on Instagram and on Facebook. That was another faff, trying to figure it out, because I accidentally published it. I clicked the wrong button and it published, so I had to go back on my Instagram and delete the thing. And then finally I figured out how to schedule it. And then I kept checking, like throughout the day, I kept going back and checking that I'd scheduled it and not actually sent it live. Somebody please send help. But yeah, it's done. It's done. It's over with. I just need to check once at 11 o'clock tomorrow. And that's that. But anyway, so all this stuff has kept me busy for the last 2 days. And then the second thing I mentioned was my trade catalog, which is for wholesale, for people to stock my work in their shops. Now, I have done trade shows for my silks before. They didn't work out because I think that I was selling a product that at that time nobody wanted. Silk scarves are very much getting back into fashion now. But 3 years ago when I did that, they weren't in fashion. And also the fact that I had to manually make everything would have been quite difficult, even if I had got any orders. But I did 3 or 4 trade shows, I did a catalog, so all that stuff was pretty easy because I knew how to design that, I knew what pricing to do and so on and so forth. But yeah, that was nice, but the stressful part is now sending it out to people. I actually got my act together on it because I saw Blighties on Instagram had posted a request for new makers, new suppliers. So I thought that's an opportunity. Let me just do it in time and hopefully I'll be able to send it off soon. And then fingers crossed, I will follow up in a couple of weeks and let's see what happens. And now that the catalog is done and ready, I can actually send it out to other people as well. So I'll keep you posted on that, fingers crossed. Again, like I said, I'm not going to put pressure on myself. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, they weren't the right fit. So, or they might place an order later. I mean, I'm sure they're inundated with people. There were like 200 comments on that post. But anyway, I'm meandering on. I'm taking a couple of days break. Like I said, it's my birthday tomorrow. I am just going to relax, just put the sale live on at 11 o'clock and then do a class probably. And just enjoy myself, do things that I enjoy doing. Like, to many people, a class wouldn't be enjoyment, but it's an art class. I like these things. But yeah, that's about it. I have quite rambled on for quite a long time. I might cut this down. Let's see. Anyway, bye. See you later. Oh, and I forgot to say, I've also been editing this Friday's video, which is the fish print. Not the fish print, the fish pie recipe illustration. What is wrong with me today? Fish pie recipe illustration, which I finally finished, and I showed it to my friend this weekend, so I can actually show you now the finished illustration. So that's that. Let me go edit that now. Bye. So the last time I spoke to you was probably the day before or the day before my birthday. And my birthday ended up being pretty much a washout because I spent all day asleep. I had backache. It's just a monthly thing, but I had very bad backache, so I just took a paracetamol and had a hot water bottle and went to sleep. Fortunately, my husband had the day off. He had planned to we were going to go out for lunch or whatever it is, but it didn't work out that way. But it is now the next day. I'm feeling a lot better, as you can see. I did take the morning easy, but I did have to go and drop the dog off for his grooming, just a wash. And he's back. And he's quite exhausted. As you can see, he's been spending his time like that. But the exciting thing is that my husband got me, usually, well, I should explain this by saying usually we go somewhere on a trip and we haven't done birthday presents for a while. So usually we'll like book a trip and go somewhere, but because of the whole coronavirus / COVID thing, we haven't actually booked anywhere to go. We haven't even gone within the UK because even though things are opening up, I still have to be very careful. I have to be even more careful now that things are completely opened up. But he got me, it's heavy, this, which is a thermal label printer. Thermal label printer, which I think has been on my wish list for quite some time. So I will set that up later and I'll show you how it gets set up. I'll have to figure it out. but I'm very happy because he's got me the one that has the roll inside rather than the ones where you have to have the pile of labels behind it. So exciting times. I'm looking forward to setting that up and doing my first print. But yeah, so that was that. And now I'm actually a little bit delayed on editing my video for tomorrow, which will be, I think it should probably be the fish pie illustration one. So I'm gonna do that now, and I also need to make a combination channel trailer and promo for the online markets that I'm doing this December. Now I can't do any in person obviously, so I am going to do 4 or 5 online markets with Trestle. I'll put all the links down in the description box for you. So there'll be, I think there's 1 in September, 2 in November, and 1 in December, but I'll keep you posted about them. I mean, if you're on my email list, that's the best place to find out about them, because I don't necessarily always post on social media well in advance. But yeah, so that's that. And not just for me, but there will be so many amazing makers. And in fact, I'm also working on a video about a small makers gift guide, because as you know, I've been doing a no buy year this year, and the only exceptions have been gifts for my friends and family for birthdays, anniversaries and things. And the second exception has been buying one handmade or small maker or indie maker thing every month or every other month. Some months I buy 2 and the next month I don't buy anything. So that has been something that I've been doing ever since, I think, November or December last year. And I'm looking forward to sharing that with you, because I have filmed every time I opened a parcel. I filmed it, so I'll put it all together for you, and that'll come out probably in early October, in time for you to do your Christmas shopping with those small makers maybe. But I mean, I love their work, and it's all over my house. In fact, my sister gave me a pair of handmade earrings. It's by Koya. Isa makes these lovely earrings. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But now I'd better get on and edit this, and then I have a few orders to pack from the sale yesterday. Not very many, but that's good enough for me. I'm just a small maker anyway. So yeah, I had better get on with that. come to the point in the day when I have to print my postage, but I'm not going to use my regular printer, haha. I am now going to set up my Rapid Print, I think it's called, Rapid Print thermal printer, and print my labels through there. Yee, so exciting. If you're watching this and you're excited about this, you're just as much of a nerd as I am. Well, shall we do this? I hope it works. Fingers crossed. Okay folks, it's on. We're a go. I'm gonna do a first test print and see if anything actually prints on this thing. Okay. Look, it printed, but the silly battery ran out, so I didn't catch the action. But it printed. I had the paper page size incorrect. So that was the issue. But it printed, it works, yay! I also printed a bunch of do not bend stickers. I do have to manually cut them out, but it saves me having to write it on there, which is excellent, and it's pretty solid looking. Again, we have had a really nice weekend. It's finally warmed up, but I have spent most of the weekend indoors working on my website because Shopify 2.0's new Dawn theme came out and I was able to adapt it to my own website. So my website now has the new Shopify 2.0, which, if you don't know, is the back end of a website, and the new one allows you to customize every single page. So I feel like my website is a little bit more me. There are some things that you can't customize, like image size and things like that, but I assume that they will add that functionality at some point. But I'm pretty happy with it, and I sent out an email to my email list as well. And the feedback so far is good. But if you could take the time as well to go and visit my website, which is artideveshwar.com, and tell me what you think of it, whether you can find any errors, whether you think anything else added on would be beneficial, and generally what you think of it. Is it easy to navigate? Do you find it appealing? Yeah. Did it load properly on your phone or your computer? That's the main thing, isn't it, for a new update. And then the other thing that I've been doing is I've still been trying to do those blasted Christmas illustrations, and I haven't managed to. I guess, I mean, I'm a small business. I'm a one-person business, and I run everything myself. I do the illustrations, I do the marketing, I do the social media, I do my email list, I do my own website. Like I just said, I've been doing the entire back end and redesigning it, and all the photography and everything. And sometimes I do feel overwhelmed by this stuff, and I've learned this past year not to put pressure on myself and say, oh, Aarti, you didn't do those illustrations. What I'm going to say to myself is, you did a new website this weekend. It's okay that you didn't manage to do the illustrations. I did try them. It's not that I didn't try. I don't really have any failures to show you because I tend to paint over them in an attempt to make them better. But maybe one day I'll show you those. I'm not feeling great about them right now, so I don't really want to put them out into the world. But maybe when I eventually manage to do them properly, I will show you the failures alongside. But yeah, so I'm not going to put pressure on myself about the fact that I didn't manage to do them. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use some of the illustrations in my sketchbook that I have been intending to make into prints, like the Love Lobster that I did last year, or for example, the On Marwin 30-day challenge illustrations that I wanted to make into prints. All of these. I have so much stuff that I intended to make into prints and into, look at that, I really want to make that into a print, that I intended to make into prints, cards, stickers, that I haven't. So it's not like I don't have things to make into products. I've just been focusing on that Christmas thing because Christmas is coming up. But it's not like I don't have new Christmas cards on my website. I do. That weren't there last year in 2020. I have 3 new designs that were not on the website, which are there now. So I'm not quite sure why I'm putting pressure on myself to do some more. If they happen, they happen. So I'm not going to beat myself up about it. A lesson to be learned there is that nobody can do everything and things are dispensable. You can say, I'm not doing this anymore. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I am going to redirect my energies. In addition to this, I am still doing that book that I told you about. It's at the final stages. The author has had a chat with the printer. They have decided the paper and the binding and everything. And they will let me know, and if I think something needs to be changed, I will say so. So that should be also finalized this week. So there is a lot going on. But I just wanted to say to you, like, don't put pressure on yourself to do things like I have been doing. Just let it go. Let it go. Isn't that a song from like some Disney film or something? Not much of a Disney fan. Anyway, I'm just meandering on now. I will see you in a bit. Hi everyone, I've just come back from a nice day out with a friend. We had lunch and we went to two art shops. One was Cass Art in Islington, Angel Islington, which is their biggest flagship store. And the second one was Choosing Keeping in Covent Garden on Tower Street. I didn't buy anything at Choosing Keeping because A, it's a very expensive shop, and B, they have things that are very niche, more to do with journaling and stuff like that than anything else, and I wasn't really interested in purchasing any of that, notwithstanding my no buy year. But the aim in going to Cass Art was actually to get something that I did need, but I did buy a little extra. I only bought 3 things. So the extra thing was this C. White of Brighton sketchbook. As you can see, it was a minuscule £1.95, but it is a recycled sketchbook made using rescued coffee cups called Cup Cycling. So it's versatile artist paper, acid-free and vegan friendly. A5 140 GSM, 40 pages, and it is really, really nice paper, and I want to see how this performs. And it is a really narrow sketchbook, so hopefully I should finish this soon. And I'm gonna keep this as a project sketchbook, just do one kind of sketches of it and see how that goes. So that's the only extra thing I bought. But the reason I actually went to Cass Art was to get this, which is a Sennelier oil pastel, but it's a blender. It's I'm doing a project with oil pastels quite soon, and in fact I am actually currently filming an oil pastel swatches video, for which this will come in handy as well. But I actually need it for that project. So that, and then I realized that I had lost my blending tools. I don't know where they've gone. So here's where we went. So I got 2 silicone ones, a flat and a pointy one. So that's all I need. I mean, I could have got a whole set, but I really didn't need the whole lot. So I just got the 2 that I needed. So now I can get started on that project, thankfully. That was the only thing that was missing, because you can't really, in pastels, you can't really do detailed bits without a blender. At least I can't do it. Anyway, so that was that, and we had a, well, it was quite a mediocre lunch, I will say. I would give it probably 5 out of 10. I've forgotten the name of the place now. But yeah, it was okay. It was a quinoa bowl. It wasn't that great. But yeah, anyway, so I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, it was a nice outing. It was quite hot though, and I seriously, I wore socks and boots and it was just too hot for that. Anyway, see you later. I can tell that today is going to be a really productive day for one very simple reason. Today is the day that the book I've been designing for 6 weeks now is going to press. So it's going to be a busy day. What I have to do is go through the entire InDesign file. I design it in Adobe InDesign, and go through the entire file, check every single page, make sure all the text is there, all the folio numbers of the running heads and the page numbers are correct, make sure every picture has bleed if it goes off the page, which is basically so that when they cut the paper it doesn't have a little white line, make sure that all the pictures have the same tone, because that's the design of the book. They're all black and white, so they're going to be the same tone of black and white. Make sure that I haven't missed anything out, that there's no overflow of text anywhere, that nothing is missing, and the author will then check has already checked the index and sent me some corrections. And then at the end of the day, that and the cover will go off to press. And that is the end of that book. Well, the end of that book for me. In a couple of weeks, probably, the author will come over with the printed proofs. We'll go through them, check everything is okay, make sure all the images reproduced fine. And then after that, the book will actually get printed. And once the book is printed, then the final archiving bit starts, is where I have to put together the entire file, make sure all the images are numbered according to page number so that if anybody wants to find them at any given point, they can access them, and then send that whole file off to the author to back up and keep forever and ever and ever. Well, for as long as he wants to keep it anyway. And then hopefully in another 6 weeks after that, or maybe less even, I think definitely before Christmas, oh, I said the C word. Definitely before Christmas, that book will be in my hands and I will be able to show it to you. If you would like, I'll do a video on the process of designing a book like that, so let me know in the comments down below whether you actually want to see something like that. The other thing that has happened is that washed my hair, dyed it, and I am ready to film my studio tour. Now, the studio is not very tidy, but I figured I'd show it to you as I use it every day. I mean, if I tidy it, it'll only stay tidy for about overnight or like a couple of hours at the most. So I figured, why should I tidy it up? I should show it to you in use, and as Megan Oman says, hashtag end studio shame. So I'm very excited about these two things. Now I can only do the studio tour once I've sent this file off to press. So hopefully, this room is north facing, so hopefully by the time 3 o'clock comes around, the sun will be around this side a little bit. It's northwest, and hopefully the dog will be quiet while I'm filming. He's just settled down, so hopefully he will stay quiet while I'm filming as well. But I mean, what's filming without a little bit of studio pup disturbance? But yeah, I'm excited about that. Are you? So I'm going to end this vlog here by showing you what I've managed to achieve in the garden with the help of my husband, obviously. We keep in mind we still do have to mow the lawn again, but the planters have been painted, they've been put in place, and maybe in the next vlog I'll be able to show you what we're planting in them and how we're preparing the garden for the winter. Now, if I can get this chap off me, I can go and show you that. But I will be a little quiet in the garden. Maybe I'll just put a voiceover because the neighbors are in their garden next door. I'm still a little bit weird about vlogging in public. So I'll probably put a voiceover and just do some pointing while I'm out in the garden. So here's the garden. It's looking quite fresh. On the left, I still have to find some plants to fill that space. But here are the 3 planter boxes. I have painted them the same color as the fence, and the topsoil is yet to arrive. A poppy has plopped up from somewhere, and then these 2 will be dug out and replanted when the topsoil arrives. Same with this one, and then there's loads of space for other plants. Need to do a little bit of weeding still, and there's another planter box on that side, and loads of space for more plants. The grass needs work, obviously, thanks to this fellow. It is still a bit patchy. And there are the planter boxes from the other side. I do still need to reseed some patches of the grass. Some bits I've done, some bits are still yet to do. But overall looks pretty good, I think. Oh, and there's that little calendula that's reseeded from last year. So I hope you enjoyed that little garden tour. There is a fair bit more to be done, but it'll then lie dormant pretty much through the winter. But I hope that you also did enjoy this vlog. It has been quite a long one because I seem to have managed to get quite a lot done this September, and it's only the 3rd week yet. There's still another week and a half left to go. But the winter season's always an exciting one because there's always so much going on. In fact, I'm starting off with 2 online markets tomorrow. So if you probably go to my Instagram, or I'll put the details down in the description box below, take a look. There's loads of wonderful makers taking part in them, and I'm sure you'll definitely find some that you like and that maybe you'll follow or purchase from. Anyway, that's all for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!